Hi everyone, welcome back to Feb's Kitchen. Thank you all for your support. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, also kindly subscribe and also get to enjoy more of these recipes. Today I am tagging you along as I make the samosa sheets for one of my clients. Her name is Fit by Sheba. She is a fitness coach. She has an Instagram account. I will leave her link in the description box below. I will also show you some of the tips I have learned on how to avoid wasting the samosa sheets. So hope you stay here and learn more. What you need for this is all-purpose flour, warm water, warm oil, and salt. I usually prefer making my samosa sheets the same way I would make the chapatis. So that way I start by adding warm water to salt. I just want to make sure that I have the right amount of salt in my dough. I don't want it too much or less salt. Yeah, that is why I mix warm water with salt before adding it into the flour to make my dough. So just mix everything well, and then you will add it in your flour, just like this. So after adding your mixture, water and salt mixture, you knead your dough. Make sure you knead it until it is no longer too sticky on your hands, and that is when you will add the cooking oil. Also, I realized that some people do skip the cooking oil part. They don't add it in their dough. But as for me, I don't trust that process. I don't feel like I've always thought that maybe if I don't add oil, my dough will, like when I make the samosa sheets, they will stick together and maybe they won't be soft. So that's why I usually prefer to add the cooking oil. Yeah. So here the dough is not sticky on your hands. So you want to add cooking oil, not too much. You just add a little bit of it and then knead it. And after kneading for a while, you cover it and let it sit for another 30 minutes. This is actually the third time I am making the samosa sheets for my client, and I have always received positive feedback from her. I'm so grateful for her. Her name is Fit by Sheba. She's a fitness coach and has an Instagram account. I will also leave it in the description box below. You should follow her, please. And you learn more about weight gain, losing weight, matter of fitness, just staying fit generally. You will learn a lot from her. I'm so grateful of her. Each day I prepare these samosa sheets. I get to learn a lot on samosas. I'll share some of the tips I have also learned with you. So 30 minutes later, this dough has been sitting here for a while now, and you see how smooth it is. It is so good. It's a good dough, by the way. That way your samosa sheets will be soft. They won't dry quickly. Okay, that's what I believe in. So I'll just make the balls and put them on a floured surface. You can also oil your surface, but this time I decided to do a floured surface. So I'll put the balls here and continue preparing them until I finish. Like I said before, I have learned some tips that I would like to share with you. For the past few weeks, I have been preparing the samosa sheets for my clients. It's been a process and I'm so happy. So now that the balls are ready, the next step is to roll them out into tiny circles. You'll just measure with your eyes. I don't use anything to measure the circles. So I'll roll out 4 circles because I want to stack them into 4s. You can also do 3s, but I prefer to do fours just to reduce the bulk of the work. But then making samosa sheets is a process. It's not that, like, it's not easy. It's a process, and by the time you are done, you are too exhausted, especially if you have to do too many sheets. Yeah, it's exhausting. So here you just roll them. Then after rolling them out, now the next step is to oil the surface of the circle. Okay, that one was far away from the camera, so I had to push it a little bit. Then flour the surface evenly, and then add the another dough. Just repeat the process until you are done with the circles. Yeah, here they are. So I have this pan, but it usually burns my chapatis or dough, so I will use this pot. It is big enough, yeah, so it will work perfectly. So next I am rolling out the dough that I had stuck together into four. Make sure you roll out the edges more than the middle. Here is one of the tips that I have so far learned to reduce the wastage of the samosa sheets. So before preheating the dough, I will cut it into a circular shape that I want, and that way the extra parts that I've removed, I can roll them again and make another sheets with them. So that's what I have learned, and I'm so glad to share it with you. So you preheat the circular shape that you cut, you preheat one side, and then you will later turn the other side to also preheat, and just remove them from the pan. You continue with the process until you finish. You see, one reason why I love this pot is because it doesn't burn the samosa sheet. So see, I have a perfect preheated samosa sheets. So here is the leftover dough that I had cut, and I will also do the same process, roll it in balls, and then make some circular shapes. Yeah. So since this was the last dough, I will not like cut it now. So I'll preheat it like that, and then after I have preheated both sides, that is when I will cut it. Yeah, you see, it is in it's smaller, so I don't get to waste a lot of dough. I just get just few that I will use for crackers, few extras. These ones I will use for crackers, they are not too much. And like if I had preheated the dough, then cut it. Yeah, so this is the preheated samosa sheets. So the next step is to just peel them and separate them from each other as we wait to move to the next step. You see how easy it is. It doesn't stick on each other. So I will just continue with this process. Make sure you are careful with your samosa sheets. You don't rip them too fast. Just be gentle with them. Yeah, just slowly, because some are stuck. You want to get all of them out. So continue with this process until you're done with you've separated all the samosa sheets, and then move to the next step, which is just to cut them into the shapes that you want. If you want bigger samosas, just cut into two, and if you want somehow smaller ones but not too small, because I had rolled this dough into a bigger circle, I'll cut it into four. So I'm just going to continue separating the samosa sheets until I am done, and that's when I will cut them. I have finished separating them and it is time to cut them. I've decided to cut them into halves first so that I test if the samosa sheets are big to make enough some bigger samosas or just medium. I will let them be like that, but if they are too big I will cut them into halves, into quarters, yeah, just to make a sizable samosa. See how that one is. This one looks too big, but some people can do with this, but anyway, so this one looked too big, so I decided to experiment with a quarter. So a quarter doesn't look that bad. I will cut them into quarters and also leave some into halves just in case. Another tip that I would love to share with you is that after you've frozen your samosa sheets, you don't have to like remove them from the freezer box a day before just to use them the next day. You'll just have to defrost them, and it's like warming them, and they are just back to their normal shape. They are back to normal and it's like they've been made today. You see how they are so good, and you also reduce they don't break actually. Unlike before, even if you had stored in the fridge, when you want to use it later, they break. So this is the end of this video and I hope you have learned something. Thank you so much for watching and let's meet in another video. Bye.